Corals are a major habitat. They're like the trees of a forest, and they provide habitat for fish. They provide protection from shorelines. They're just a critical part of the marine tropical ecosystem, and as they die, the impacts are huge.
The coral reefs in the Florida Keys have always been known to be some of the most beautiful in the world, but since the 80s, they've really been in decline. So we are here at the Coral Restoration Foundation, where Ken Nettemeyer found a way to grow and plant coral just as you would in your own garden. They're trying to save the coral reefs around the Florida Keys as well as the world. All right, we're getting all loaded up on the boat, and then we're going to head about 3 miles offshore, visit the nursery, and then another half mile from there, we'll be at one of the reefs where we'll plant a little bit of coral.
When Ken first started his nursery about 15 years ago, he only had a couple of species of coral. Now his nursery spans 2 acres, about 30 feet underwater. You have more fish in here than I've seen on some of the reefs out there. They're just all over it. It's great.
Corals bleach when they've been subjected to either really hot or really cold water. And so this year, lots and lots of corals bleached in the Florida Keys, and a lot of them died, unfortunately. Now we're growing corals that are resistant to the heat, and the thought is replanting reefs with heat-resistant corals.
These little tiny pieces will turn into a nice big coral in a year.
This is an example of some of the staghorn coral that we just clipped out of the nursery. We have tags on them, all ready to plant on the reef. So we're about to jump in and plant about 10 or 15 pieces of coral.
You haven't even had the coral there for 2 minutes and the fish are already gravitating towards it. This is a cluster of 10 corals that we planted about 2 years ago, and as you can see, they're doing really well.
It never ceases to amaze me how fast we can grow those corals. We have at any given time 40,000 corals in our nurseries in Florida. There's probably more coral in our nursery than there is in the Florida Keys.
What's your vision in the next 10 years?
People have seen what we're doing here in Florida. They say, can you do this in our country? So we've got 2 nurseries in Bonaire, 2 in Colombia. We just set one up in Jamaica. You know, I don't want to be the only one doing this. That would be a failure. We're going to keep putting coral on the reef and try to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. And that's, you know, my passion and my obsession. And I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try to make a difference.